Now, as we've been reporting, the pound has continued its sharp decline against the euro, reaching a new record low. Our special correspondent, Louisa Baldini, has been looking at just how far your sterling will stretch if you're thinking of taking off on a short euro break.
It's enough to leave a bitter taste, waking up to headlines of sterling tumbling to an 18-year low against the euro. And there are now predictions it won't be long before they reach parity, £1 to €1. At Bar Italia here in London, Soho, they accept euros. Now, about a year ago, my cappuccino would have cost me €2. Today, it's costing me €2.50. But the people who are really going to feel the pinch are those who are heading for the Eurozone. At the Bureau de Change at St Pancras Station, £1 is buying just €1.01 today. It means those heading off on the Eurostar will see their expenses on the continent rise.
Yeah, it's going to affect obviously spending patterns. Probably spend a bit less money over in Europe.
It's not very good, is it? It's just become very expensive to go to Europe now, so, you know, it's bad for everyone.
Well, I think it's a tragedy for the UK, and I don't see it getting any better.
For those arriving from France, the outlook is much less bleak.
As I get paid in euros and live in the UK, it makes a great deal of sense for me. So it has its ups and its downs.
You still want Britain to join the Eurozone?
Definitely, yes. It's totally illogical that the UK stays with the pound.
Indeed, this slump may bring the whole issue of the euro back on the political agenda. But while it's bad news for those going abroad, the weaker pound is better for UK exporters. Louisa Baldini, BBC News at St Pancras International.
Well, let's get more on this now from Nick Fullerton, who's Managing Director of Brokers Foreign Currency Exchanges in our central London studio. Thanks very much for being with us, Nick Fullerton. I guess that guy we heard there saying, I live in London and I'm paid in euros, I mean, he must be the happiest man alive.
Well, yes, he probably is. I think it's a bit of a different story for those people who would be buying a property abroad or clients who need to buy euros moving from sterling. It's obviously the weakness that the pound seen of late is proving very expensive.
So let's get to the heart of this. Why is the pound so weak against the euro? Why has it been falling so relentlessly?
Well, I think the problem for the pound at the moment has been the running commentary that the pound's received. Plus, when you saw that 1.5% you see sterling rocked, and on the same token, really, on the eurozone, they're performing relatively well with regards to, versus what the UK economy is doing. And I think the more data we see out, the more manufacturing data, you see it hitting the high streets coming through for Woolworths, and you see that it really is being passed down the chain. So all of that adds up and really manifests itself in the interest rate decisions, which are affecting sterling and having quite a profound effect.
So it's not just kind of people buying and selling and trading and things go up and things go down. This is the market's estimate of the state of the UK economy.
Yeah, I think always, at all times, market sentiment moves the markets. But at particularly turbulent times, such as now, you see that market sentiment, if anything, is accentuated and is really absorbed more, especially if there's a lack of data. And there's a lot of speculation around upcoming decisions. I mean, next week we've got the Monetary Policy Committee minutes coming out on Wednesday. They're always interesting to see how the market digests those as to whether what direction the Monetary Policy Committee would take in the next decision in January.
And I'm sure that people watching, people who may be planning their little trips to Europe over Christmas, or maybe unlikely, but perhaps buying a property in Europe, are going to say, well, has the pound reached the bottom, or could it go still further?
Well, I think it's very difficult to say when it's reached the bottom. Obviously, you don't know that until it's passed, the same with the peak. That said, I think if people are going across there, they need to realise and budget for the fact that the pound has suffered against the euro, particularly if you are making euro purchases of large volumes. I mean, you can do things to protect against that if you're making a significant purchase. But it's obviously good news for those bringing euros back. But yeah, less so for the tourists going across to France.
Okay, Nick Fullerton, thanks very much for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.